Hey there, folks. Welcome back to Wildermyth. I am Dandelions, and we are going to be continuing in the Age of Ulstryx campaign. So, let's get back into it. Alright, so we left off here in the overworld map with our three young new heroes, Belle, Dandis, and Violet. We are going to... Let's go ahead and secure Barris Tower. Let's not put in too much effort. Our enemies are probably waiting to retake this place the moment we leave. I personally always go to find an item. They are so useful. We'll give them a couple of days here to secure the site. There it is. Yeah, fine. Now let's get on to the next fight. We got a scarf that has 5 dodge. Let's give that dodge to our hunter here. And then we can go get our new recruit. So I personally always like to have a second warrior first. As our frontline combatant, they are wildly important to protecting the squishier 2 characters. Well, let's find some aspects that we like. Brash, physical, and proud. If that's not a warrior, I don't know what is. Alright, so let's customize Halcon. Let's do a random name. Matic Gone. He sounds brash and proud. Give him a big beard here. I think I want the undercut mohawk for him. Find that. There it is. Nice. Alright. Give him like a dark gray. I like that teal secondary. Excellent. Decisive hothead. What? You think we can't handle the Gorgons ourselves? Come on, you don't like the idea of an underling? Plus, I would like someone else to talk to while you and Belle are making up new verses to old Bella's hatchet. The stars were beginning to come out by the time they got back into Sanctuary proper. Good thing we got in when we did. Looks like most people are still out and about. Maybe we could knock out this errand sooner rather than later. Wait, you're back? Already? You wiped him out that quickly, or... You didn't give up, did you? What do you take us for? Good. You've had been the sorriest heap of heroes I'd ever seen, if so. Actually, we're back because we're looking to expand the company. What about you? You look intimidating. And you could probably fight with that thing in a pinch, right? Probably. Ask the other tavern regulars. They could tell you. And there's not a lot else keeping me here right now. It's the season when a young man has to figure out what to make of his life. And this season has brought a lot of changes. Can't argue with you there. It would be good to have the help. We've learned a bit out in the wild so far. We can have someone get you up to speed. We're gonna train him as a warrior. Alright, they're gonna help him prepare, and then we'll be on our way into the wilds. Alright, so this is telling us about infested tiles. Over time, if we don't progress fast enough, the tiles will start to become infested with monsters, and then they'll actually start to attack us as well. Alright, Matic is ready to go. Wolf Call is a really good ability for him. Just based on his brash, hot-headed personality, I think that fits. Alright, let's go ahead and scout the Burning Pines Forest. Here's a thought. Maybe Link Mine isn't as dangerous as we believed. Creak. Crash. Huh? Where'd Belle? Down here! Belle's step has broken the hidden covering of a hunting pit, and she's fallen scuffing and scraping into a dark, rocky hole. How far down are you? Oh, far enough. Am I really such a clod, bungling around, infuriating? We're close to where those things were spotted. If this is a trap, might be risky to try to get her out. Oh, Violet has 100% success. Give me a second. I'll jump down there and help her. It doesn't take Violet long at all. She climbs nimbly down and helps Belle back to the top. And not a moment too soon. Alright, first battle with the Morthagi here, one of the other enemy races. Go ahead and start her with some fire. Should be able to hit, yeah, at least one of them. I can't believe you blocked it. Alright, let's get him in position. The Sommelier is a ranged enemy. Also dodged. So he's flanking here, so that's 100% hit. Yeah, let's get the damage on him. Okay, so he's gonna be dead. That fire will kill him. Splinter Blast, the Sommelier. Shred his armor. And Dandis will go in for the kill. Get everybody caught up. I'm gonna get her in ambush just in case they come this way. We're good. Oh, they're gonna be on the other side of this door. Get everybody up and in position before we actually open the door. Hunters are always a good one to open a door with because they can still shoot after they do it. Whereas if there's not an enemy right directly in melee range, if your warrior opens the door, they won't be able to take an attack. Alright, shred the armor. Guaranteed because of the flank. Alright, so we're going to do Constrict. That's going to reduce the Somalier's movement range. Maybe he won't be able to get into attack range. Yep. Just go ahead and hit him again. I think I've put Bell in a position to take a hit here, most likely. Oh, fired at Dandus, and he warded it. So warding is a form of armor against magic damage that regenerates each turn. Some armor for our Mystic. Practicality wins out for some mystics who find themselves too often in the way of sharp, fast-moving objects. Cobbling together suits of armor that aren't too cumbersome for a caster is a case-by-case, taste-by-taste, trial-and-error sort of job. The results are life-saving. Alright, so the Mithragi get their Calamity card there. And we can secure this location just as we did the other. Bell and Matic have fallen in love. So now we have a pair of couples. Couple of couples. A thorough delving through the mysteries of Link Mine has proven rewarding. Surprisingly, not a waste of time. Stunt chance, so that's going to be our crit chance. And I think I'm going to give that to Violet. Alright, so this tile here, Burning Cedar's Garden, is infested. We can tell by the vines and thorns. So that fight's going to be a little bit harder. Almost to Smithy, aren't we? How would I know? Well, there's a decently high hill, good vantage point. Let's climb it. That was steeper than it needed to be. Quite a view, though, I'll say that. Something's here. A big old thing with a bigger, older mama? Belle, this isn't safe. Well, I'm gonna take it. Belle. It's fine, I'll just be 2 seconds. Now how should I guess this old flour sack? Belle, it's here. It's about to be... Caw-caw! Hurry up! Faster, love. In the bag, little buddy. Duck! They managed to scramble down safely the rest of the way. That night. You cooking something? What do you think? The egg? You didn't. Oof, you really are gullible. Nah, just keeping her warm, my little crag eagle. Two raccoons and two roe. Fire spirit. We have to decide who we want to get a fire weapon. Oh, and he's right here. I think we're going to go ahead and give that to Matic. Suits his personality. There we are, Light Gnaw. A well-made axe imbued with the chaotic, flaring spirit of fire. There it is. First enchanted weapon. Alright, so there's two of our enemies. Guaranteed kill here, and wolf called. Get her in high cover here. She should be able to clean this up here. Yeah. 71. Nice. Let's bring the warriors back out first. I know I said always to open the door with the hunter. I forgot. Because he didn't have to move to the door, he still got to go. There's our guaranteed hit from the flank. Everybody is wolf called. Get everybody walled up. I really thought I was going to be able to do discus off of that. We'll go ahead and blind him. That way, if he does get to take his attack, he's much less likely to hit. Yeah, perfect. Here's the explanation of cover. Can you clean us up here? There we go. The Life Sludger. A well-made hammer. And I think that'll be good for Dandus here. A speed scarf. A draping scarf held by a clasp. So either warrior that'll get them over 5. I'm gonna go ahead and give that to Matic. The Gorgonoids are slain. Battles led them down a boulderous roam where gray grass matches the cloud color. Doing some dragon pictures? Hey Matic, old Matic Grant, the fighter we deserve. You badly hurt? So, what's your favorite monster? Oh, definitely the tenfold gorilla. Busting big lizards. Always was partial to that. Gotta be a classic like the Kraken 800 arms and a wise-eyed face, strength to move the continents. Those answers are fine, but some of us will always love a dragon. There'll never be something as monumentally awesome as a fire-breathing dragon. I could definitely see myself riding one. It'd be black, or maybe red. Can't wait till we're around a fire. The stories will soar. Alright, new card for the Gorgons, new monster, the Rager. We'll secure the smithy. We made the corpses. We should burn and bury them too, right? Meanwhile, our enemy moves. Alright, so here are our timed calamity cards, and I have the ability to cancel these by spending legacy points, but I always just let them happen. The more legacy points I have at the end of the campaign, the more heroes I'll be able to promote in our legacy. Now, we'll talk more about that as we get there. Surprisingly, not a waste of time. A block sash. Let's go ahead and give that to Dandus. And let's scout the Baladlands. The sun's fallen and a silver fog floats from the trees where shadows pool. Belle, stop for a second. We're all getting lost in this stuff. It's thickening. Perfect atmosphere, isn't it? Ever heard of the story of O. Mitchell, the mountain ghost? The quiet forms a fence around them, impenetrable. The whirling air almost utterly opaque. Dandus? Maddock? I think we need to not stand here. Let's get to the trees. At least those are solid. They halt just inside the shelter of the pines, the dark air clinging wet, the trunks they press to dampen their palms. I don't like tree clinging, generally. And then something vast moves beside them. Slow, achingly slow. It passes, too enormous to be seen, impossibly silent. That can't be. Night's fallen. The fog wanders away, clinging to the felty outline of that gargantuan shadow. I'd rather us take a look now. Trails could go cold in the dark. Come on, Violet. Didn't think I'd have to convince you. Lead on, then. Hope you don't mind if I stay ready. The night, emptied of silence, fills again with noise. Crickets and owls and scuttling ferrets. Approximating where the giant had passed, they search. There are no footprints. Or are there? Pools of green light are spaced along between the unbroken pine trunks, perhaps at distances to match the thing's huge strides. Even as they watch, the light pools rapidly shrink into the ground, drying, sinking, perhaps just fading like starlight. Belle runs to stoop over one of these and scrapes the earth away with the head of her staff. Careful. She plucks a glowing seed from the ground as it tries to burrow deeper. It slips her grasp but then floats, settling in the air. deer, boars, or worse out there. Scratching the seed, Belle secures it in her pocket. This is shouting distance, right? It's certainly worth a try. Dandis, Matic. Their friends find them. But so do their enemies. I always like to get rid of these raccoons first. Their attack shreds armor and does a huge amount of damage. Nice dodge. It's gonna be hard to splinter blast him without hurting a friendly. She could crit, that'll work. Another dodge. We're like immune to damage on this one. Love it. Wolf called. Let's try to get Dandis this kill. He'll block. There we go. We have our first level 2, Bloodhorn Warrior. We're going to go ahead and upgrade Paladin, so that allows him to enter Guardian even if he attacks. Shield, we'll give that shield to Matic. Goes well with his axe. Once again, the night air belongs to the songs of ordinary creatures. Everyone still here? I hate a night battle. Keep knocking into trees. Belle and Violet recount what they saw, a colossus striding silently through the silver fog. The others never saw more than the great banks of mist separating them. They make a further search for sign of the giant's passing, but are forced to camp, precious hours from sunrise, having found nothing. Later, you're an enigma, little seed. Belle plants it on a sun-blessed hillside in a bed of soft earth. Who knows what will sprout? Another enemy available for the Gorgons. Let's secure Ross's library. What, we're supposed to bag and bury all this body rubble? Alright, so this is our first character event, Beneath the Surface. Sometimes Violet would dig. A hobby is what it was. For a naturally energetic spirit, a contemplative, repetitive act. Belle, I found something. So have I. Really? What do you a digging fool. Hey, root up any gloam flower? The Sencherry healer's sending folks out for it. Oh, no gloam flower. Well then, want to see what I dug up? I'd be pleased if it was more than this pile of dirt. Is it more than dirt? It looks like a... What is this? A tablet? It's a stone tablet. It's got pictures on it. Careful. Looks old and weird. Hey, is that Belle showing interest in my diggings? Well, a little bit. Looks like a map, right? We know some of these landmarks. Kinda have to find this place if we can. Alright. So it always gives you the option to take a third person. I like to just take the two that are involved in the event, and then Dandus and Matic can finish rebuilding the library here. I don't smell anything. Whatever dug this place must be dead. What do you think is down here, Belle? Perhaps nothing at all. In fact, that is very likely. And yet it doesn't feel likely. These kinds of places can be invigorating, I'll admit that much. Whoever hollowed it out was hoping we wouldn't find it. Oh, dead end? They've come to a round chamber deep beneath the earth. Their torchlight reveals uneven ground, the old marks of tools in the hard dirt. You bring a shovel? Something must be down here. Something is. Seems dead. Well, these things can get active real quick. Let's dismantle the thing first. Be methodical about it. Alright, where do we start? You whack the skulls. I'll mash up its legs. Feel better? Actually, yeah. Hey, look at that alloy lining its chest plate. That's unusual. Belle! Just get that thing. Alright, a watchman. Let's do Wild Grasp, because if that hits, that'll pin it and shred its armor. Okay, so now it can't move. And we'll get the flank with Violet here. There we go. Ooh, meaty hit. Alright, he doesn't have any warding, so I'm gonna set him on fire. There we go. Alright, Violet is now a level 2 Bloodhorn Hunter. And let's make ambush interrupt enemy movement. That's perfect. So based on the type of mage that Belle is, I do actually like the Dusty Drab better for her. The patched shawl and long shirt of traveling mystics has, through history, informed the common petitioner that magical help is at hand. Thick enough to be roadworthy, This hardy soon guise serves better for battle than many might suppose. Need a break? Breaks are nice. Belle stoops by the near spring, wincing and pressing her wound, refilling their canteens. Yeah, sorry, Belle. Come on, it'll be fine. It wasn't so bad. Getting shot wasn't great, but other than that... Really? Sure, so, yeah. Why do you suddenly look so limp? Well... I was just wondering what we might have found if we'd kept digging. There could have been anything in there. And because we completed her personal quest, she gains 10 to her retirement age, and she is leveled up again to level 3. Can we roll these? Let's give her piercing shots. Bonus card for the deepists. Alright, and then let's reassign them to come help. They're not going to make it there before it's finished, but that's okay. No, please. I want to stay longer. Don't make me go. Ooh, an armor cloak. He would go to 1.7, 1.9. Let's give that to Dandis. And then we'll have everybody come scout here. Painted amber by the fading light, the profile of rocky hills catches Violet's eye. Let me guess, something up there is pissed at us. One way to know for sure. Upon the hill's summit, nothing's waiting for them. What we have found is a pretty good picnic spot. Then it begins, a thrumming. It grows louder and louder until the stone underfoot chatters and shakes. It grows louder until it's a mighty growl, clamorous, thundering, and then it resolves. A voice.
I am the one.
The voice of a carnivore, cunning and crooning, warning them to run, promising to give chase.
The one you have hunted so long. Through cups and stars. You have hunted so long for me, and for a sisterhood that should be yours. Do you know my name?
A name?
It was the gift I gave to your ancestors. They walked my myth over green field and fallow, to the curves and corners of being they walked. Do you know my name?
How would I?
A blessing earned through ancient service, an oath written in steps and trails, and sealed with a name. You only need to know it. I'll ask you once more. Do you know my name?
Lachias. It's like reading a fairy tale from your childhood, only to realize how disturbing it is. Violet doesn't like knowing the name, but she's sure it's right.
Yes, I am Lachias, your wolf god, and now you may take up my oath, abandon your humanity, my girl, and be blessed as Wolfkind.
It feels like coming home. Violet kneels, and beneath her a green light pools. Dandelions rise yellow out of the sparse wind-scraped dirt. They grow old and white, throw their seeds, then wilt to nothing. The god rock she kneels upon hums. It cracks somewhere inside. A shrill, sundering howl reverberates in her skull. Feels like 1,000 megalithic wasps are whining, trapped in this bone jar teetering on her shaky shoulders. Violet? All right, so let's unpack that for a second. So we have our first transformation. So through the mingling of spirits, animals, and magic, our characters have the potential to transform into lots of very unique forms. So she has begun her wolf-touched transformation by accepting the blessing of the wolf god. Alright, so we definitely need fabrics. Alright, so let's do 2 fabrics. Alright, we have 2 more locations available to scout. We'll have to go back and clear that infestation too.
What about the pink-hearted towering trees? What about the wandering, warbling river? What about the dandelion laughter of spring? I have seen the end, watched it come, and watched it pass, many times. I know something of what lies ahead.
Violet and Dandus wait for the others to come up the road. Taking shelter in an abandoned place, they've chanced on another traveler. Yeah? Happen to grab any souvenirs?
I did not say I had been there, but you doubt my sincerity.
Not really, I guess. People say I argue over nothing.
Nothing is a concept that deserves some debate.
Rain chatters on the thatch.
I see things written in the turning of storms, in silver wet letters, in shaking pages of rain. I read of dreams left behind this yondering. I read of dooms the years intend. I read until my eyes shine and my stomach roars. I have read of you. I know what you are meant to be.
Fate-sayers need believers. I'm not usually one of them.
No one demands you believe. You must only endure what happens.
The old storage building smells like ancient hay, moist rock, and the burning pine pitch of their torch. The woman's robe moves like it's a part of her. She shrugs.
Fortunes were given to crows to tell, and crows were kind enough to share their gift with witches. A witch, well paid, shares fortunes with the wayblind.
So Violet has the opportunity here to take another transformation with the crow. I think we're going to go ahead and leave her as a wolf for now. I'm sure we'll get this one again.
It will be more than a drop.
More than a drop, but not more than a finger's worth. Love, wait, why? Why do this? This is a time to trust me. The woman's not bad.
A finger's worth is a fair price.
She steps quickly close. It startles Violet, hearing the woman's breath. smelling the dust of the day on her, smelling the dampness in her cloak. She's much more alive than she'd seemed. Every shadow stoops with her as she leans over Violet's bold, outstretched hand and collects the blood in a clay jar. You okay? Just need to wrap it. There's a reason I offered blood, you know.
Blood is faith.
Blood is faith.
What I see for you is this. The downpour outside is but a spring night's dew next to the deluge that will drown these woods and all the spaces between peaks. Your company will make strange allies under the last dry eaves and set out to unstill stone itself.
Does this all end someday? And do we survive?
It might, and you may. Certainties can still be spoiled if we give them away. But I will give you something in their place. Blood is faith, and faith has rewards.
The remainder of the dark passes. The rain belting the building side begins to sound comfortable. Occasional thunder marks the storm's paces. Violet and Dandus sleep at some point, taking turns, trading glances with the strange, silent, gone witch. Just at dawn's brink, the rain stops, and into the world she wanders again. They travel on to Red Blight Quarry. Hey, Dandus, there you are. Violet with you? Couldn't find you in the rain, had to camp. This soft cloak of clow feathers rustles lightly when its wearer moves. It smells of sun among the treetops and deep forest flights. Well, let's give that to Matic. That's a great cloak. Alright, so we're going to have additional enemies spawn after 3 turns. In a small little arena. I'm gonna have her set up an ambush on him instead of taking the shot because it'll do more damage and might kill him. Oh, I guffed that. The Rager's gonna use her reaction shot. Oh, jeez. Yeah, see, 4 damage. That's what I'm talking about with that raccoon. Do a little damage to both of them. Let's get Dandus in here for a big hit. Nice. And then I'll have guaranteed hit on this one. And then let's go ahead and take this one out of occasion with the flanking shot. Oh, jeez. All right, we have our first mortal choice. Through bad positioning. Belle feels as if her limbs are made of lead. She tries to call out a warning, but she's too late. Matic doubles over. Alright. Fall back, Matic. I won't live without you. Not ever. Belle's voice is all he needs to hear. Matic must live. Live to share the long, simple nights, the late and easy mornings with the woman he loves. And if their places were reversed, he'd expect Belle to do the same. Oh, he withdraws after being maimed. We can get that that health back though. Guarantee here. $23. Oh. Let's use barrage. There we go. Get Dandus out here to guard. Take a shot. Nice crit. And she should be able to finish it off. It dodged the 92%. Bell and Matic both level up. Here's where we get Ignite going. It can be used on tiles without debris. I'm not going to upgrade Wolf Call. We're going to go ahead and go with Zealous Leap so he can jump into the fray. Mournclate, Warrior Armor. These heavy, bright breastplates have lasted the many generations since their forging. Once standard issue among the Dawnwatch, famous guardians of a crumbling world now gone to dust, they are now found in lightless places, private troves, and mossy ruins. They'll still serve well a warrior whose face is turned to danger. Well, that armor would have been good for him. Will you lay down? You're making everyone wince. You've heard of walking it off, haven't you? You're not walking that off. Unless you're walking to the nearest town and getting yourself looked after. I'm fine. I could keep fighting. You're not fine. I'm not sitting in a room somewhere for weeks while you're out here. I'm Matic Gaunt, and I don't abandon the people I love. You'd be abandoning me if you up and died from some infection because you didn't take care of yourself. Plus, you look a mess. There's heroically grizzled, and then there's just... Alright, so the Gorgons have the Geist now, the turned bear. Alright, so Matic has to pop back here to heal. More Calamity cards. Some dodge pauldrons. We'll give those to Matic. He could certainly use the ability to dodge a little bit better. We have to wait for Matic to heal. He's good. We'll scout with everybody. Matic can get back into the fray. Alright, so they finished scouting this before he got there, so we're going to go ahead and clear the infestation. And that knocked their strength down by 1. And this is the final fight of the chapter here at Quiet Heart Arches. None of us knew what had changed the beasts who roamed our wilds. We knew something lived inside them. Blue, burning hate that frenzied them, then left them still. A stone sentence, worse and more deadly than any venom. Today, we would finally find out where it came from and why it wouldn't stop. Well, Quiet Heart Arches looks mostly intact, but we should still stay ready. Dandus, anything? I don't know, but believe me, I'm not falling asleep back here. Personally, I'm hoping for a few of them gangrel deer things. Fun to knock down. Aren't you tough? Their approach to the town of Quiet Heart Arches is completely silent. All right. They're all stuck, aren't they? Unforgivable. And how many more are there? There's tracks. They go up to that barn door. Wait. Shh. You hear that? Whatever did this could still be inside. Alright, so there's gonna be some enemies around. Get her set up with an ambush here for the deer. Get her interfused. Get her interfused with rope. And bucket. Alright. Nice big hit. Alright, so there's actually not one in here. There usually is. Pretty good chance to take that out. That's good. Oh, there is one in there. Good. Good blocks all around. Got the flank on that for the guaranteed kill. And I'm going to go ahead and guarantee kill the row too. Whatever's in here is going to break out of there this turn for sure. That's probably the Bogmore. Hopefully he can get the kill here. Nice. Let's get him up here in a guarding position. And we'll ambush the door. Just so that if it does walk out, it has to go through the fire. Yep, there's the Bogmore. Now... go ahead and get some damage in. Get Matic in there to take it head on. 1 hit point left. What can we do with that? Should just be able to ignite under it. Grab the kill. There we go. Alright, now we just need to figure out what's in the barn. Maddox has to kind of hobble over there after his injury. Gonna have him open the door for us. And we are facing our first true Gorgon. We'll set up an ambush for it. Oh, she can actually constrict it. This should trigger all sorts of reactions. Yep. Alright, Dandus. Let's get in there on the front line. Have her constricted again. That'll give Dandus the flank attack. And his Guardian knocks it out. Dagger. Can replace Violet's dagger. Smoke Knight. My pants are dry? My pants are still dry. Does that make you proud? Nothing is beyond us. I think we've proven that. The hulking carcass steams from its many wounds. Hideous convulsions course along its appendages to the extremities of its body. Then, swipe! No! The thing's tremendous tail flicks across the barn. It plucks up Belle like she's a straw doll, her weapons falling uselessly from her hands as it pulls her in. Belle, don't panic! A voice leaks from Belle's mouth. It's the wrong voice, weird and discordant, like someone fretting and plucking a fiddle, who's never picked one up.
Still yourselves, bone stacks. This one speaks my words. I can make it die. You are not alike to us, weak lungs and small minds. Stacks of splintering bones, thin blood that will so readily betray you. While I flail for your lives, so noisy.
If you hurt her, we'll end you. We'll make it painful.
You think I flail for life as you do? I am Gorgon, the master. Ulstryx has promised us silence.
The voice dissolves into a sound like rain or distant waves. Wriggling grips tighten. A tentacle invades Belle's ear. Stop! Dandus leaps forward, lifting a nearby pitchfork and hurling it with thunderous force. Stop, I said! Stop! The tines of the fork sink into the beast's neck. Belle falls free of its tendrils. As Maddock and Violet rush over to make certain of the Gorgon's demise, Dandus supports Belle, helping her to stand. Belle, you there? Gonna puke? A strange, stony affliction spreads from Belle's ear. Belle? This isn't over. I saw its mind. The stone was in its claws. Belle takes the stone from Maddox's palm, turning it in front of her eyes, catching slender sunbeams that slice the barn wall. The strange polyhedral stone is slick with Gorgon blood. Epicryst. Each face is graven with an intricate image. The word in the Gorgon's head was Epicryst. This town, Quiet Heart Arches, these petrified people, even this monster, none of it matters. The Epicryst glistens, sticky and blue. The Gorgons have a master. Ulstryx, it's called. It's looking for something, some myth or secret. I think the riddle is in this stone. I think we have to find out what Ulstryx wants, and make sure he doesn't get it. "11 years of peace follow. During the years of peace, Belle tended her mystic seed until one day it sprouted. Well, maybe sprouted wasn't the right word. It burst up in a shower of dirt, producing small fawn noises. What do you see in me? I'm not a gentlewoman. Guess I don't eat a lot of vegetables, though. Its growth would be incredibly slow, but perhaps endless? The Gorgon's mark grew and crusted over to cover one side of Belle's face. It would be a grim reminder of the encounter that day in the Quiet Heart Arches barn. Belle's little crag eagle hatched and safely grew larger. It tended to bring her gifts from near and far. Eventually, she released it into the wild. It soared free among the rocks, hills, and peaks. On her more civilized days, Violet would drop into town for gossip and tool repairs, but on the whole, she felt clear-headed, only among wilder kin. Alright, so we can advance Violet's wolf transformation here, and we're going to go ahead and do that. Alright, so at the end of the chapter here, we have the opportunity to upgrade everybody's gear. I like this archer plate, that's pretty. We're gonna do that, give her that accuracy. We can go ahead and give Dandus some tier 2 armor here as well. Can't upgrade anything for her. We can upgrade her to a tier 1 staff. Any other weapon upgrades? Does not seem that way. Alright. Dandus fell into the work of deciphering the epicryst. If this is true, it hasn't always gone smoothly, and progress has mostly dripped along. The meanings of the weird stone have remained inscrutable for years. But today, something in his research slides into place. Could it mean... And he can now guess where their enemies might be. It explains why we've had a few years of relative peace. Do you see what I mean? Here, imagine you're trying to raise an army. What's the first thing you do? Raise an army? Right, an army, out of just normal folks. I suppose I'd give them a reason. Something to get their blood going. Wouldn't be too hard. A symbol. You'd want a symbol to rally support, wouldn't you? Especially if your people are ancients and set in their ways. So you're saying our Ulstryx, our master of Gorgons, needs this thing? What is it, some kind of divine spear as a symbol to help convince the other Gorgons to follow it? Yes, that's what I believe. And why does it need to do that? Why does it need the spear, or why does it need the support of others like it? What is Ulstryx? You do realize I was working off a rock, don't you? I was able to find other records of epicrysts, rubbings. That was my first clue. An epicryst is like an ancient storytelling device, a way for telling a time-honored myth, but maybe in a different order or fashion. That's what I think, but anyway, sorry, I'm getting swept up. I checked the story elements here against some of our older legends. You know that tall tale, kind of a poem or song in some places? Queen of the Seas? No, but get to the point. Our stone tells almost the same story. Almost. And according to our version, the spear was laid to rest in a named cavern. It's on one of our maps. So that gives us an advantage, right? We know where it is. But they've got a pretty big head start, so... I don't know if it has anything to do with this, but Gorgon sightings are picking up again. Now seems like a good time for us to get started. We've all changed, remember? All the havoc those things caused, and we couldn't stop them. But we're ready this time. Aren't we? Vengeance roars in my blood. I plan on feeding it. The shadows deepen. Alright guys, so that is the end of Chapter 1 of the Age of Ulstryx campaign. There's 3 chapters, and we'll be continuing on. Hope y'all are enjoying the series so far. I have been Dandelions, and thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.